Good evening. It's my pleasure to call to order the regular board meeting of the Community High School District 128. If I could ask everybody to please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Everyone stands for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everyone returns to their seats.
Roll call, please.
Jim Batson.
Here.
Kara Benjamin.
Here.
Don Carmichael.
Here.
Cara Drumkey.
Here.
Lisa Hessel.
Here.
Middleish Cotwall.
Here.
Sonal Kulkarni.
Here. Thank you. We note all members present. At this time, we would like to start with communication and have an invitation for public comment. I have one person signed in. So first, we will start with John Hetzel.
Cam returns to podium. John Hetzel approaches podium.
Good evening. Welcome back to the school year. I now have two daughters in D128, so our family is fully vested. Congratulations, student board, for a new year. I'm really happy this school board has taken some course correction actions, but there has been some consequences and accountability that still needs to be vetted. I've always been an advocate for transparency, which has been lacking at times in this district because we had to FOIA a lot of documents to find out some of the root issues in this district that have been problematic. And it's exposed a lot of issues. I speak tonight on behalf of a majority of the community. Tonight, I believe the BOE is voting on Ms. Herman's separation agreement after Mrs. Hessel in previous BOE meetings had the gall and audacity to state on record Mrs. Herman leaving the district was not punitive, and it was mutual. Even though Mrs. Herman was physically irresponsible, exposed our district to discrimination claims, hired ideological consulting firms and people at taxpayers' expense, created a DEI department with no ROI metrics, had no plan for managing MTSS, heterogeneous classrooms, and APA diagonal movers with proper support mechanisms in place, intentionally manipulated info on the APA, EOS, and hetero classrooms to fit her ideology agenda over education. Lost 99% of the teacher support with vote of no confidence and multiple grievances, lost majority of parent and community support, cost the district taxpayers millions in contract buyouts and unnecessary consulting fees and administrative hires, handed out 3 to 5 year unprecedented contracts on unproven administrators, created a bloated administrative staff, doled out raises to administrators, and then had the most awful staff survey. Compound all this by the fact that you, Ms. Hessel, in April received a letter from Ellis Bowen attorneys regarding discrimination case against Mrs. Herman, which also was not processed in accordance with federal due process for such discrimination cases, not only by you, but Mrs. Herman and Brian Kelly, based on the FOIA documents we have. Legally and financially exposing our district, both individuals noted should have been terminated at that time, and you, Ms. Hessel, should have stepped down as BOE president for mishandling the discrimination case. But tonight, this board, led by you, Ms. Hessel, is going to vote on a separation agreement with there is overwhelming evidence Mrs. Herman should have been terminated for cause, or at least we believe you're going to vote on it. Mrs. Hessel, your leadership helped steer all these issues in the district. It's time for you to step down from BOE president because you can't effectively lead our district, because once we peeled back the onion, each layer exposed more and more issues and reeked of malfeasance. You have infused your ideology into the district over education and academics our students yearn to learn. You have also cost the taxpayers D128 with their mismanagement of all these issues. You are a virus in our school system.
That's 3 minutes.
Every single parent in this district pays for education and academics with their taxes, not your ideology agenda. It's time for you to resign. We demand accountability.
Would anybody else like to address the board tonight?
Marnie Navarro approaches the podium.
Good evening. My name is Marnie Navarro. I'm proud District 70 and 128 graduate, individual, single mother taxpayer to an incoming, well, she's actually a current 6th grader at District 70 and incoming District 128 student welcome back to the new school year. It's really nice to see you all. Thank you, students, for your service. I was student council president from first grade through senior year. I still have my engraved gavel, and I almost brought it because I have it with pride. So you can commit yourselves to this community like I have for your whole life, 40 years later, and I'm still doing it. And I hope you will as well. I came back to raise my little girl here because that's how much I believe in it. I'm also the first generation child of 2 first-generation immigrants, and I came back to raise my little girl here because I believe in everything that we hold true, as a prefatory remark. I think John said it all, but tonight on the terms on the agenda, and I apologize I didn't have time because I'm just grinding it, guys, best I can, trying to do my job, your job, and all of our jobs together, so let's work together, shall we? I see that the terms of the separation agreement are on the agenda this evening. Putting aside the question of how Denise Herman got her foot in the door in the first instance, which should not have happened, seeing as she had a sordid track record of 6 districts in 11 years, making local and national news for tumult, chaos, and destruction. Also putting aside how her contract was re-upped for a 5-year term in March of 2023, with the exception of Mr. Cotwall, who was not on the board at the time of that vote. I really dislike how our format is, that I have to speak now before you guys have taken under advisement and communed, so I have to speak before I know what you're going to say. It's really not a conducive format to a substantive exchange or a dialogue. However, it is incumbent upon our community to speak, and John said it, and I'll say it again. Let's address this elephant in the room. We should not be in this position. It is unacceptable that this charlatan hustled our community to the tune of millions of dollars.
Momentary pause.
Ms. Hessel, your personal relationship and friendship with Superintendent Herman, you should have recused yourself from negotiations with respect to the terms of her separation agreement. I'm an attorney. I understand you must be neutral and be looking out for the best interests and fiduciary duties of this district and our tax dollars. Your sole fealty should be owed to this district. I laid out for this board by email dated May 26th, chapter and verse, how to terminate Denise Herman for cause and all the bases upon which she could be fired. Those are threefold. She engaged in harassment, alleged harassment against Sanchez and Ellis Bowen based upon race in the first instance, failed to report the claims of harassment to the complaint managers, and retaliated against Sanchez and Ellis Bowen, placing them on administrative leave, which are 3 separate and independent bases upon which she could have been terminated for cause.
That's
Now-
3 minutes. Please wrap it up.
I sure will. On July 18th, you issued a statement essentially saying this was a mutual parting of ways, non-punitive. That is not the case. She utterly failed to perform. It was a complete failure to perform, and it cost our community an enormous price tag. You should have fired her for cause. Therefore, I beg of you, community members, board members, please do not sanction and rubber stamp the giving up of the farm. Do not negotiate with terrorists. Do not give up millions of dollars to this person.
Please wrap
You
it
can
up.
defend for less than what you're going to do tonight. Thank you very much. 5 of 7 board seats are up for election on April 1st, 2025, and this community is watching. Please call by name every vote tonight. Thank you very much.
Would anybody else like to address the board tonight? Going once? Going twice? Okay, seeing none, we are going to move on. Let's review the agenda.
Momentary pause.
Oh, I'm sorry. Before we review the agenda, my error. I would like to invite a representative from the teachers union to give their report.
Cam returns to podium. Jason Rush approaches the podium.
Good evening. My name is Jason Rush, Vernon Hills High School applied technology teacher and building representative of the D128 Federation of Teachers. Thank you for the opportunity to represent our 300+ certified staff members in my message tonight. The D128 union would like to extend our best wishes to the whole community for a successful and rewarding school year ahead. We know this fresh start has brought renewed energy and optimism to our school and students. The 6 members of the union executive board relished the opportunity to meet with interim superintendents, Drs. Nelson and Lechner, on August 8th and 14th. From these introductory meetings, it is clear that there is a mutual commitment to fostering a positive and collaborative environment for our district. We would like to highlight the exceptional dedication of our educators over the summer. I am fond of saying, strong preparation makes good teaching. So despite the break, many of our certified educators continue to contribute their time and expertise in preparation for the school year. Summer school. 17 teachers taught summer school, providing invaluable support to our students. AP test grading. 9 educators were involved in grading AP tests, either in person or online, ensuring the integrity and quality of the AP program. Professional development. Approximately 30 staff members attended out-of-district learning events, including AP teacher training and various conferences. D128 university classes. 14 instructors taught D128 university classes, while 92 staff members took advantage of these opportunities for professional growth. District committees and projects. Not including participation in hiring interviews, 154 hours were logged in other district committees and summer work projects not directly related to paid summer curriculum work. Summer curriculum work. A total of 484 hours have been logged for summer curriculum development as of 2 weeks ago, demonstrating our commitment to enhancing educational quality. These efforts are instrumental in preparing for the upcoming year and ensuring that our students receive the highest quality education. Thank you, Associate Superintendent Brian Kelly, for providing this by-the-numbers look at how our members spent the summer. We look forward to a great 2024-2025 school year. Thank you.
Thank you, Teachers Union. Now I'd like to invite a representative from the ESP Union to address the board.
Denise Fuentes approaches the podium.
Good evening. Ooh, can you guys hear me okay? Hello. I'm not as tall as Jason. Good evening, board, administrators, community members, student board reps, and staff. Thank you for your time tonight. My name is Denise Fuentes. I'm the ESP Union Secretary and your community liaison at VHHS. I am delighted to report to you this evening and let you in on what our amazing ESP have been up to since you last heard from us. We are eager to bring this contract to life along with our direct supervisors, the district interim superintendents, with the belief that once a new superintendent is in place, we will have a smooth transition and strong relationship. We know this is new for everyone, and we appreciate the collaboration with everyone involved. We are more excited for our united voices to have a seat at the table because we have always belonged there. First, thank you to all the ESP across the district that worked hard over the summer. Without you, we wouldn't have had a successful registration season, plan for distribution day, VHHS's newcomer welcome night, LHS's new student orientation, tech setup for summer programs and board meetings, work summer camps and summer school, and everything else that you did. Thank you to my colleagues. On Thursday, August 8th, I can easily say the energy and the vibes in VHHS were felt all day. The positivity of a new school year, the excitement to see our colleagues, and the eagerness of our interim leadership of our district was felt upon entering the building. Dr. G welcomed us back with the start of celebrating VHHS's 25 years of excellence, along with his upcoming retirement. We are on the Porsche with you, Dr. G. LHS had a similar feeling of renewed optimism, joyfulness, and positivity with their new Principal Ray Albin kicked off opening day and are thrilled to have him as our building principal. My bad. I can read, I promise. We want to give a special shout out to Eric Marosher, who has always made LHS's opening day such a fun experience. His creativity and humor will be very missed in the future. The energy and the vibes continued on Friday as we got together as a district at LHS. Thank you to Dr. Lechner and Dr. Nelson for your willingness to work with us and your open door policy. We look forward to collaborating with you this year. With that said, we are eager to get our committee work started as we are putting our teams together to discuss job descriptions and evaluation process, the IT committee, and labor management. Yet, those that were approved to receive their cell phones are still without them. Our paras with a bachelor's degree are starting to see their increases, yet our bilingual staff has not. Pero aún seguimos trabajando. At this time, I would like to also share some good things that are happening in our buildings. Our staff worked diligently over the summer to host summer school at LHS while navigating the challenges of the building under construction. ESP were also there to assist students over the summer to obtain credit in classes that they were issued a grade of incomplete, which was a success. Freshmen and transfer students were able to attend new student orientation before the beginning of the school year. A special thank you to the paras who were able to come in early and help support students during new student orientation. We have a lot of ESP employees who are working diligently to learn the systems, get acclimated in the building, and learn their job. They are all excited to be working in our district. Students in vocational consumer education class, along with the paraprofessional support, have opened our student-run coffee shop, the Wildcat Warehouse. They had a great first day and excited to continue to learn and improve on their vocational skills. Our paraprofessionals in all buildings are excited to attend open house on Thursday and are looking forward to meeting parents. At Pathways, staff welcomed 33 students to the building this August. 18 started vocational training at 9 work sites in the local community, where they will learn skills in food service, technology repair, customer service, and retail skills. 14 students will be starting classes at CLC this week and will be supported by Pathways staff as they navigate their steps in higher education. The students had their first community outing day where they started to learn how to navigate the PACE bus system. They were able to choose from exploring downtown Libertyville, Hawthorne Mall, or Independence Grove. The students participated in a fire safety training provided by the Libertyville Fire Department. Way to go, Pathways. At VHHS, along with summer registration and our summer registration night event, ESP planned and work distribution day, newcomer welcome night, where we met with our new and transfer students and their families. Shout out to our student volunteers that helped us that night. They were amazing, as always, along with those families in our feeder. We have ESP behind the scenes continuing to register new students and finding supports for them as they navigate the school system, often teaching them about our American school systems. We are also working together diligently to ensure we have proper resources for our families in their home languages across departments. Enrolling approximately 50 new students since July, transfer students, since June, and as predicted, the EL program received a good amount of new students with only 4 paras assisting those 100+ students in that program. Personally, I've never felt more proud to work at VHHS. The stories that parents share with me about our professionalism, our kindness, our empathy, willingness to listen to them, and overall school culture that includes our teachers. They just adore you all. One parent shared with me, quote, how wonderful every single person has been since they arrived at VHHS. She said that they never worried about their student and knew that everyone here was here to help her. From registration to the main office, the teachers, everyone has been so kind. She said that the para her student worked with cared and loved her daughter and obviously her job. I have more stories if you want to hear from them. I'm sure we would love to hear those stories from LHS and Pathways as well. The messages of belief and belonging from opening day resonate with our ESPs. We've always been here, behind a desk, answering phone calls, walking and monitoring the halls, cleaning a window, assisting in the ARC or the MASH, supporting our students in classrooms, ordering supplies, translating and interpreting for parents and students, troubleshooting technology, reading health physicals, ongoing registration of students, analyzing and reporting data. We are here. It goes unsaid that the district would pause without ESP, and the work that we do day in and day out is valuable. We have always believed we belong in spaces because we are part of this district. We belong in committees that impact change. We belong in conversations that impact our students because we have different perspectives. ESP belong in all the spaces. Thank you, and let's have an amazing year.
Thank you, Ms. Fuentes. We are going to review the agenda. Next on our agenda tonight will be the student school board representatives will take the oath of office, and then we will receive their first report. We will review FOIA requests, and Dr. Nelson will have some good news to share. Then we will move along to our consent agenda. As a reminder, the consent agenda includes items that are routinely approved by the board with a single motion. These are minutes, the destruction of closed session recordings, educational tour requests, employment matters, disposal of obsolete capital equipment, bills payable, and financial reports. These items have gone through board committee review and recommendation, and documentation concerning these items has been provided to all board members as well as the public in advance to assure an extensive and thorough review. Items may be removed from the consent agenda at the request of any board member. Do we have any items that board members wish to remove from the consent agenda tonight? Okay. Seeing none, after the consent vote agenda, we have items for action. Items A through E have come out of PNP. And Don Carmichael, our committee chair, will lead us through those. And item F came out of F&F, and Dr. Batson will take us through those. Then for information tonight, we have fiscal year 24 site-based expenditure reporting, a superintendent's report. We will share some board comments and events. Do we have an IASB report tonight? Okay, and we do have a CEDAW report, correct? Yes, we'll have a brief CEDAW report. We will discuss future agenda items, and then we will convene an executive session to discuss the employment of employees under 5 ILCS 120/2C1. When we return to open session, we will take action on a separation agreement, and then we will move to adjourn. So at this time, it is my pleasure to lead our student school board representatives through the oath of office. I'm very pleased to introduce our student school board representatives. They were chosen by their principal in a competitive application process that included both a written application as well as interviews. From Libertyville High School, if you wouldn't mind standing and being recognized when I say your name, and remain standing for the oath of office. From Libertyville High School, Syra Abraham. Pramacharya. Victoria Diaz Martins de Costa. From Vernon Hills High School, Iman Dayala. Daniela Gomez Anez. And Griffin Nichols. At this time, if you wouldn't mind, together, reading the student board representative oath of office.
As a representative of the Board of Education, I shall accept the responsibility to represent the student body so that the Board of Education can make decisions that support the equitable and quality education of every student in D128. Foster meaningful communication between students, administrators, and the Board of Education, and ensure a variety of student voices and perspectives are shared at the board table. Attend monthly Board of Education meetings and present relevant and timely reports in coordination with my fellow student board representatives. Review the board meeting agenda prior to the meeting to ask clarifying questions in advance and bring relevant comments to the table related to the scheduled discussions. Report ideas that reflect the students of my school and not personal agendas. Be available to hear the ideas or questions from students at my school and relay them to the board when needed. Work closely with our principals to ensure student voice assists the superintendent and members of the Board of Education in leading the district toward achieving the district's steering mission and strategic plan.
Thank you very much. Welcome. At this time, I will turn it over to our newly installed student board reps to deliver their first report.
Daniela Gomez Anez.
First of all, I'd like to thank the board for granting me this amazing opportunity to be able to get involved with our D128 community. I have loved my time at Vernon Hills thus far and can't wait to see what the future has in store for this school year. Prior to the first day of school, we held freshman orientation, in which copious amounts of leaders came and helped. Braden Waitsman, a freshman, said that he really enjoyed being able to walk his schedule during orientation. In addition to freshman orientation, VHHS also had a newcomers night meant for families and students who had recently moved to the Vernon Hills School District. We had newcomers who had previously gone to Stevenson and Mundelein High Schools, as well as some coming from Costa Rica, India, and Poland. A newcomer from India, Iha Virani, said that newcomers night was great. It was really organized and helpful. Additionally, she says that she's adjusting pretty well, that the people are nice, and that the school is exceptionally amazing. Like other freshmen, Iha was also required to do transition during her first semester of freshman year. At transition, they are assigned dates on which, during half of their lunch period, they either go to a classroom to learn skills like how to write a proper email to a teacher, or have a half-period study hall in which freshmen Molly Ralph and Gianna Gossett commented they enjoyed having, and also they like hearing from the speakers at the auditorium on Fridays. Also, this week at the Activities Fair on Friday, the freshmen are able to get a good understanding of all the different clubs that are offered at Vernon Hills. Campbell Fenton said she is looking forward to possibly getting involved in Whispers, as well as also doing journalism next year to write on the school's newspaper, the TSP. Additionally, the students at VHHS underwent the change of moving from plastic IDs to digital IDs that are accessed through the 5-Star app. Senior Lily Cotson says that she likes the shift because since she already has her phone on her, it makes it much easier and quicker to get out. I definitely agree with Lily, as actually last school year I ended up having to buy 3 additional student IDs as I kept losing them. Finally, a treasured tradition that occurred this Saturday was the kickoff dance. Ori Marks said that it's an awesome way to begin senior year. At kickoff, we had a free Kona Ice that you could get while watching the infamous senior lip sync competition. The senior lip sync is essentially a group of 10 to 16 seniors working together over the summer to create a 3-minute dancing performance to a mashup of songs. This year, the champions were Gator City. They even brought out inflatable gators during their performance. Sophomore Hannah Stern shares that it was a fun experience with the games and socializing with friends, and the lip sync was super fun to watch as well, she mentioned. Overall, so far, Vernon Hills students have been having a good start to their school year, and we're excited to see what other activities are to come.
Griffin Nichols.
Evening board. I'm so honored to have this position my senior year, and I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I'm glad to finally be inaugurated as a representative of Vernon Hills High School for the D128 school board. Vernon Hills has changed me so much as a student, as a friend, and as a human being. I'm so excited to give back by serving as a representative for the board. On February 5th, 2024, the IHSA Board of Directors approved the Girls Flag Football State Series for the fall of 2024. As such, VHHS made preparations to form a team this fall. Coach Rob Nardini ended up with 26 girls after their first few trainings, plenty for their 7v7 games alongside the JV and varsity teams. In an interview, Mr. Nardini said, "It's brand new and we're very excited," unquote. Apart from the excitement of the new sport, the team has faced a few challenges here and there as what comes with the new sport being introduced to our students. Mr. Nardini further stated that we have really athletic girls, but football wasn't their main thing, so we've had to teach them about football, unquote. However, Vernon Hills is up for the challenge, and so is our student body. The team is excited and prepared for the first game on August 26th. Earlier today, actually, but it was canceled due to the heat, and instead it will be played on Wednesday. Franny Poulos, a senior on the girls' flag football team, said that she and others are excited to make new friends with new teammates. On the topic of football, boys football had their first ever scrimmage open to the public last Friday and ended up with a tied score against Mundelein. In addition, our boys soccer is having their first match against Barrington on Wednesday and Stevenson on Saturday. On another note, our theater department here at Vernon Hills had recently announced their fall musical Hadestown and had auditions for their cast. The musical follows Orpheus, a young heroine who visits the underworld to save his true love,
Momentary pause.
Eurydice. I'm sorry, guys, it's a name that I really don't know. I reached out to cast members, and senior Megan Brockway, who plays Hermes, stated, "It's a show that's unlike anything we've done at this school, and we're one of the first in the community to put it on. It's a challenge that we're all up for. I'm so excited to see what the end product is. But more importantly, I'm looking forward to the process and an incredible senior show with an incredible team. It sounds like it's going to be a unique and interesting show, so I encourage all here at VHHS to support our theater and see the show. Otherwise, all of our clubs here at Vernon Hills are starting to begin their weekly meetings and routines. That's it for sports and activities. I'm going to hand it off to Iman for programs."
Good evening, board. It's an honor to be here tonight. This district has done incredible things for our community, and I'm proud to be able to witness the continuation of our esteemed legacy. This year, the ARC, or Academic Resource Center, is back with a few new changes. To start, students will continue to be able to drop in, however, it must be with a purpose, such as meeting with a teacher or a peer tutor. Speaking of peer tutors, this year we have an astounding 110 peer tutors ready to help in all subject fields. In addition to the ARG, we've installed a new freshman lab, a safe place for new freshmen to receive help in bio, algebra 1, and freshman comp. Tutors are available all day, and students are able to get connected to the lab in order to learn material at their own pace. We hope that this will help the class of 2028 in their transition into high school. In addition to the ARC, Vernon Hills had its first VH Give session last Thursday. Tania Henry says, today's VH Give session created a stronger community within my second period classroom. It gave me an opportunity to learn more about my peers that I wouldn't have known otherwise. The Cougar Connection was a great hit among all grade levels and inspired students to get involved throughout the school. Adding on, August 16th was our first Fun Friday of the year. During all lunch periods, students were able to get outside and experience recess-like activities such as games and food. After a morning full of classes, students were excited to experience the fresh air. Speaking of classes, Vernon Hills is offering many new classes. Among these are Composition 1 and 2, a dual credit French class, and a fully in-person Calculus 3 class. Ms. Nieves, head of the Vernon Hills English Department and teacher of Composition 1, says, this class is a prereq to Comp 2, so you're duly enrolled in college at CLC, and you have the ability to earn either 1 or 2 semesters worth of credit transferable to most colleges. I would take this class if you want to save some money, make that transformation into college, and especially because you get to have that experience with people you already know. It seems like the year is off to a great start all around. Finally, I'd like to highlight our 25th anniversary as a school. This past year, Griffin, Danny, and I got to speak at the Village Town Hall meeting celebrating the success and progress of our school. With 25 years under our belt, Vernon Hills simply continues to soar. Congratulations to everyone involved at our school. What an amazing 25 years we've gotten to experience.
Syra Abraham.
Good evening. My name is Syra Abraham, and before I begin my report, I would just like to say how grateful I am to be given the opportunity to serve the District 128 Board. I look forward to bringing the student perspective to the table at each meeting, and I'm excited to work to improve our school. Now for my report. Recently, the senior class at LHS has been engaging in various activities to celebrate their last year of high school, as well as to help them prepare for their future. On the first day of school, seniors got together on Diamonds Field and celebrated their last first day with the water balloon fight. All seniors showed up in the morning with their senior shirt on, which was designed by a group of senior girls to demonstrate their spirit and excitement for the year to come. Seniors also brought shaving cream, glitter, and silly string to make the fight messier and more fun. Senior Lynn George says that being able to start the year off with spirit among the senior class made for a very memorable first day of school. Lynn and other seniors shared that one possible improvement that could be made to the celebration in the future would be to clean up the field in the morning, directly after the water fight, rather than after school. This would make it so that students don't need to come back to the field at the end of the day. The second senior celebration that occurred was Senior Sunrise, held on Friday, August 23rd, on the stadium. Initially, there was debate for whether it should be held on the weekend rather than a school day, but the seniors decided to go with Friday to abide by the tradition followed by previous years. The seniors gathered on the field at around 5:15 to watch the sunrise and eat donuts provided by the school. Many seniors report that although it was an early wake-up time, it fostered a warm sense of togetherness for the students. Seniors Ellie Schaefer and Maddie Cortese agree that seeing a good sunrise is always fun, but being able to spend it with the whole class definitely enhanced the experience. Transitioning to the academic side of things, seniors are also working hard to understand their next steps after high school. In fact, this past week, LHS's College Resource Center, also known as the CRC, hosted senior seminars during lunch periods. At these seminars, seniors learned how to complete some of the necessary parts of the Common Application. This included making a Common Application account if they hadn't already done so, learning how to invite teachers, counselors, and other adults that may be providing letters of recommendation to their application, and finding out when their applications for specific schools are due. Many seniors found this session very helpful regardless of where they were in their college application process. Senior Hayden Mazzino said, "It was a great opportunity to learn about the steps needed to fill out the application and to ask any clarifying questions we still had regarding our applications." For the students who were unable to attend during their lunch periods last week, the CRC will be hosting more seminars this week before and after school. Additionally, last Thursday, August 22nd, there was also a mandatory senior meeting where the seniors took their class picture for the yearbook before splitting off into smaller groups led by school counselors. In the smaller groups, students had another opportunity to learn more about their next steps and ask any remaining questions they had to their counselor. Overall, Libertyville seniors are in for an exciting and busy year ahead, and it is great to see the support and opportunities LHS is providing them with. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Victoria Diaz-Martins da Costa, and I am very excited to be able to share insight on student perspective and students' daily experiences at LHS. Thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to the rest of the year in this position. School started bright and early on August 12th this year, and alongside it started fall sports. A new sport was introduced this year to the fall season called flag football. LHS had an amazing turnout of athletes who wanted to participate in this new sport. We had a total of 91 girls trying out to either make the JV or varsity team. The coaches held an informational meeting on August 12th after school, and tryouts started August 13th and finished on August 15th. Payne Howard, a senior on varsity, said that during tryouts they worked on agility, testing, and footwork to see who had the best and most efficient times. She added by saying, tryouts were definitely not easy because of 91 girls trying out and only 44 being able to make the team, and you needed to have a lot of hustle and drive. But I enjoyed we played many different positions so the coaches could all see our different abilities. When asked what the athletes worked on at practice, she said that they start with passing the ball around to warm up, then they proceed with running and stretching. After that, they split into offense and defense and practice different drills and plays. At the end of practice, they finish with a scrimmage. Student athletes seem to be loving their new sport and a new addition to the school athletics. When senior Ruby Nevins was asked how she felt about being part of a new sport and why she tried out, she reported back saying, "I wanted to try out to do something new and make history for LHS. All the coaches are super kind and make everyone feel comfortable at practice." She added that she would without a doubt do it again next year if she wasn't a senior. The first flag football game will be away at Lakes on Wednesday, August 28th at 4:30 p.m. Continuing in athletics, other sports such as tennis, golf, and girls volleyball also had their tryouts during the first week of school. In fact, freshman Kenzie Christie had a hole-in-one on her very first varsity match on the LHS girls golf team. All fall season sports also had their pictures taken both on August 17th and August 24th to officially commemorate the start of the fall season sports. Now switching gears to another new introduction, the new digital IDs. Students all grades seem to be very pleased and happy with the new IDs. Students have said that they prefer the new digital IDs on our phones because in the past years, students have frequently forgotten their IDs at home and would have to say their number out loud or get a printed one from the LSTs. But now they don't have to search through their wallet or scavenge their backpacks in order to find it. Students have said it is very practical and simple for them and love the new addition to the school because it made it a lot easier for them. Thank you.
Pramacharya.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Pramacharya. Before giving my first board report, I wanted to take the time to thank the board for giving me this opportunity to discuss the student perspective. I would also like to thank the board for always including student perspective in their board meetings, as this is essential to creating the best possible district. As the new academic year begins, we have welcomed a new group of freshmen who are already actively engaging in the LHS community. The transition to high school is often met with a mix of excitement and nervousness, and this year's freshmen are no exception. However, many students are feeling optimistic entering their first year. One student expressed their feelings as follows: "I am feeling very excited going into this year because I get to meet new people, try more activities, and go to football games." This sentiment reflects the general mood among the freshmen, who are increasingly finding their place within the LHS community. The initial fear of fitting into high school and finding friends is starting to wear off. Freshmen have also shown great interest in engaging with the many activities available to them at LHS. From the football to the Little Mermaid and coding cats to Model United Nations, freshmen have been exploring their interests and enjoying their time with LHS. Also, almost every freshman I have talked to love the Kona ice that was provided to them on School Friday. I keep hearing about that from all the freshmen. I have no doubt that the freshman orientation and link crew have helped students feel more welcomed upon entering LHS. LHS's link crew helps aid students on their transition to high school, as well as providing them with the support and a sense of community. Thank you to all the seniors who have taken the time out of their lunches to help mentor freshmen in link crew. The incoming freshmen are off to a promising start, with many expressing feelings of excitement and reassurance as they navigate their first few weeks of high school. Their active participation in extracurriculars and the quick formation of friendships suggests that they are on a path to a successful high school experience. I look forward to seeing how these students will continue to grow and explore the various opportunities provided to them at LHS. Thank you.
Nice job, everybody. Thank you very much for your report. At this time, we're going to move on to agenda item G, FOIA requests.
And this month, we have had 4 FOIA requests that we have received.
Great. And we can see them as listed in the board packet. And we will move on to item H for good news.
I am thrilled to announce the recipient of this year's James Rogers Heart of a Champion Award. This annual honor is presented to a District 128 Special Olympics athlete who embodies the spirit and values of the program, both within our school community and beyond. Named in memory of Jim Rogers, the program's first assistant coach who dedicated his heart and soul to our athletes, this award celebrates those who exemplify his commitment and passion. This year, the award went to Noah Hewitt. Noah, who attends Transition Pathways, was honored at last week's District 128 Special Olympics team celebration. Over 90 people participated in the event, celebrating the team's achievements of the past season. District 128 Special Olympics coach Andy Compton praised Noah for his exceptional dedication, noting that he has competed in nearly every sport offered and has qualified for state in 5 of them, both as an individual and with the team. Coach Compton noted Noah's broader impact, mentioning his involvement with the Youth Activation Committee for Special Olympics Illinois, along VHHS student Luke Angelos. We are very proud of his efforts and look forward to seeing what the future brings, said Coach Compton. Congratulations to Noah Hewitt for his remarkable achievements and contributions. We are incredibly proud of him and excited to see what the future holds as he and the team continue to embrace the Special Olympics motto, which is, "Let me win, but if I cannot win, let me be brave in the attempt." Thank you.
Lisa Hessel.
Okay, moving on to item 3, our consent vote agenda. At this time, I would like to ask for a motion to approve the consent vote agenda as presented.
Carmichael, so moved.
Batson, second.
Thank you. Roll call, please.
Benjamin,
Aye.
Carmichael,
Aye.
Drumkey,
Aye.
Hessel,
Aye.
Cotwall,
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Thank you. The motion passes. We will now turn it over to Mr. Carmichael for items for action coming out of the P&P committee.
Okay, first item up, A is the board policy updates. This is second reading and adoption. Not much has changed since the first reading. So if there aren't any questions or comments, then I will ask for motion to approve the 7 updated board policies as presented.
Hessel, so moved.
Drumkey, second.
Carol, roll call.
Carmichael,
Aye.
Drumkey,
Aye.
Hessel,
Aye.
Cotwall,
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Very good. Motion passes. Moving on to educational tours. We have 2 additional tours that were not part of the list at our last P&P meeting.
Momentary pause.
Does anybody want to take this one? I mean, I thought they were pretty straightforward, but sometimes comments from the administrators in charge are heard. I don't know if you. Okay. Does anybody have any questions
I
about
was just
the?
checking to see which ones were added. Sorry.
Oh, is the LHS baseball to Arizona and the Vernon Hills Theater Company to UIUC?
Yeah, both are trips that have run several times before. Nothing out of the ordinary in terms of their operation this year. So I don't know if there's any questions from the board, but
No, they looked very straightforward to me. If there aren't any other questions there, then I will ask for a motion to approve the 2 educational tour requests that were received after the P&P committee meeting.
Hessel, so moved.
Kulkarni, second.
Good. Roll call, please, Carol.
Drumkey,
Aye.
Hessel,
Aye.
Cotwall,
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye. Okay, moving on to employment of employees. These are individuals who were added after the P&P meeting.
There's some replacement hires for ESP position and a new position that was hired for a resource executive function tutor. So, and then some coaching and extracurricular resignations and hires.
I'm looking for a motion to approve the employment items that occurred after the P&P committee meeting.
Kotwal so moved.
Drunky second.
Any discussion? Carol, roll call.
Pause for roll call.
Hessel.
Aye.
Cotwall.
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Okay, the next item is the memorandum of agreement for ESP moving to a higher position. We discussed this at the P&P meeting a couple of weeks ago. Bryant, do you want to give us a summary?
Yeah, as Denise stated, that we are working in collaboration with our educational support professionals in implementing our contract. And in doing so, we will encounter some things along the way that I think we need to make sure that we're doing the right things as far as the contract. But there was a spot in the contract that if somebody had been with us for a while and was looking to move to a higher position, there really wasn't anything set in place on how to determine their new salary. So this memorandum of agreement that we worked in collaboration with our ESP, we think is a great way to recognize those individuals.
Very good. May I have a motion to approve a memorandum of agreement with the D128 Educational Support Professionals Union?
Benjamin. So moved.
Out again. Drumkey second.
Any discussion? Very good. Carol, roll call, please.
Cotwall.
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Hessel.
Aye.
Okay, the next item on the agenda is the District 128 Title IX audit. And again, I'll turn this over to Bryant.
Sure. The recommendation from administration is to hire a firm to conduct a Title IX audit for extracurricular activities for District 128. This is something that has been discussed in prior board meetings and as recently as the August committee meetings about bringing this to you. And so we would like to make this recommendation to hire Kriya Bocek law firm to conduct this Title IX audit. Kriya Bocek does not currently work for District 128. So we do have a couple of law firms that work with us on employment issues, special education, some tax things, but they are not one of the firms that we currently are employed with. So we received three proposals from companies, and as administration, we believe that this will is the most comprehensive and will fulfill our needs and what we're looking for.
Bryant, if this motion passes, when do you anticipate the audit will begin?
We will contact them tomorrow. They know we are bringing a recommendation to the board, and so with fall athletics starting, with extracurricular starting, with fine arts starting, that they know the importance of starting this, and our goal was to try to complete this work this first semester.
First semester. Yeah. Thank you.
And that's a good response to a query that we got in an email where a constituent asked us whether or not this was going to take years in the process. So we should have information that's actionable by second semester.
Correct.
Great. All right. May I have a motion to?
Can I ask a question?
Sure, absolutely.
In the proposal, they do it in 3 phases, and the last phase is the recommendations and creating the plan. Is there any instance where they come back and kind of review how we've implemented it, or how well we're doing?
We can have them come back and review that after implementation, or any recommendations.
But that's not a part of this proposal.
Don Carmichael.
May I have a motion to approve the recommendation for Korea Bocek LLC as a law firm authorized to represent the school board of Community High School District number 128 and school district, specifically in the matters of Title IX audit for the approximate amount of $29,100.
Don, I just had one. I don't have a question, but just a comment that
We-
when we do.
Just procedurally,
Oh.
we would go for a motion, then a second, and then open to discussion. So if there's no motion, there's no reason to discuss it.
Drumkey, so moved.
Hessel, second.
All right, discussion.
Thank you. My only comment would be is as we create any agreements with everyone, let's have very clear exit criteria. Should things not go the way we want them to. So that would be my only ask, is make sure we have that.
Very good.
Agreed.
Thanks.
All right, if there aren't any other comments, Carol, roll call, please.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Hessel.
Aye.
Cotwall.
Aye.
Very good. Motion passes. And I will turn it over to Mr. Batson.
Okay, we have one item, an agreement with Athletico for training, athletic training services at Vernon Hills High School. This is a 2-year contract that we currently contract with Athletico, so this will be a continuation of our partnership with them. Can we start with a motion, please?
I move to approve a 2-year agreement with Athletico for athletic training services at Vernon Hills High School for the 2024-25 $96,800 and 2025-26 $99,704 school years for a total of $196,504.
Carmichael, second.
Okay. Questions, comments? I know this was reviewed earlier in the month at the committee.
Yeah, I didn't catch this earlier, but I'm going to add the same comment to every agreement that we have, is that we have clear exit clause. If we have to exit for whatever reason, that it's there.
There's a section on termination.
There is?
It's clear, yeah.
Okay, then I didn't catch it.
Any other comments? Well,
nope.
Okay. Roll call, please.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Hessel.
Aye.
Cotwall.
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Motion passes. That concludes us.
Great. We will move on to item 5 for information and turn it over to Mr. Stanley to present the fiscal year 24 site-based expenditure report.
Part of the public Illinois school report card that will come out in October-ish is site-based reporting. We've been doing this for several years. And so it's due to the state by August 15th. And so I try to, right after I do that, give it to the board so it's timely. This is based on information from our financial system. So it's not audit. They know, the state knows this is not audited. It's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be a pretty good glimpse. At Vernon, or for the district wide, we had a site-based expenditure total of about $29,636 per student. That's about a 5% increase from the previous year, which makes sense since most of our expenditures increased with the raise, which last year would have been 5%. So that tracks. For FY24, Vernon Hills had an expenditure of $30,470. Libertyville had a per pupil expenditure of $28,633. That's an $1,800 gap. That is bigger than the gap last year. But the reasons aren't very different than prior years. It's just the dollar gap is growing, and that's primarily because of building administration. We've got the same number of, we have a principal. And so if you think of one principal at each building, but if there's less students at this building, dollars per principal is more at this building. So that's an example of why that's different. Another reason is teachers. There's a higher ratio of special education, pause intervention, and LST support per student at Vernon Hills than it is the LHS. Some of those are systemic in terms of how many LSTs you have, things like that. And then transportation. Vernon Hills has a higher percentage of students that ride the bus. Libertyville is more in community, like in the middle of the community, less students ride that bus. Vernon Hills here, you're in the middle of a corporate park, you have a higher percentage of students that ride the bus. So those are really the overall information, the report is in there. It's not necessarily very reader friendly, but that's at least the background information for why those numbers are the way they are.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to the superintendent's report.
Thank you. As we enter the third week of student attendance, it's clear the year is off and running. As we, your co-interim superintendents, have been in the district for about a month, here are a few of our first impressions. First of all, everyone has incredibly graciously welcomed us with open arms. The culture of both schools is supportive to students, expectant of achievement, and recognizing the significance of a top-notch faculty and staff. Education is clearly a priority of the entire District 128 community. We have had opportunities to meet with staff and community members and received a lot of important feedback. We will be attending to all of this input and address items as needed and have addressed them as needed. And it's very clear that all constituents care deeply about the district, the staff, and most importantly, its students. We look forward to continuing to serve in leadership alongside of the Board of Education and the district leadership team. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nelson. Moving on to board comments and events. Is there any events that people have attended these many weeks since we last got together that they'd like to share? Okay, then since we have no ISB report, I will turn it over to Kara Benjamin for a brief CEDAL report. No, he said there was nothing.
Okay, we met back on August 7th, our governing board, excuse me, and we just had a lot of back to school kind of items to take care of. One of which was recognizing our CEDAL Lake County Educators of the Year. Many people within the organization were celebrated, so that was really exciting. Speaks to the caliber of individuals and educators that provide services within CEDAL. And actually, you know what? It just made me realize, since we are at the beginning of a new school year, I'm just going to very briefly give an background on what this is. Maybe you've just tuned in for the first time. Maybe you're in the audience for the first time. Maybe you're a student sitting on, on our board meeting here. So CEDAL is the Special Education District of Lake County. It provides off-site services to exceptional students with exceptional needs. It's based in several buildings within, well, more than several, but buildings within Lake County. And for students who require services that can't be accommodated here within our buildings or at transition pathways, we are part of this shared group of resources and school districts that share these buildings. So it's kind of like a co-op organization. And it's really special to be a part of it and represent our district at the meetings there. So that's the long and the short of it. But we also had an update on our extended school year program, which was new to CEDAL this summer. 376 students participated, and it was a success. We also had an update on programs of focus for the upcoming school year by our interim superintendents after their first month. So we also have interim soups over at CEDAL, including the continuous improvement plan and a revised communication plan. CEDAL had a review done by a special education consultant group called Exceptional Learning Solutions, which will guide our start of the school year, as well as our continuous improvement plan throughout the year. And feedback focused primarily on central office administration, safety and security, HR program services, curriculum and instruction, assessment and data, behavioral systems, professional development, finances, community and parent relations, and collaborative program development between CEDAL and member districts, which is where people like our Director of Special Education, Kelly Hartwig, come into play. And maybe the crowning achievement of the meeting, we approved our final budget for the fiscal year of 2025. Thanks.
Great. Thank you very much. And thank you for the extra time that you put in to be our CEDAL representative. It is really, your time is valuable and we really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks. Good. Okay. Now we are moving on to item number 6, future agenda items. There is a list there. Are there any other future agenda items that board members would like to suggest?
I wanted to follow up on our talk about board, a
Retreat.
Can you s-
Mhm.
Do we have any update on that?
We don't. I am scheduled to talk with our interim superintendents about formulating what that would look like and get some dates. So more to come.
Don Carmichael.
I also have one. The board this evening adopted policy 470. And it's a resource one. One of the points that it asks is that, or that it stipulates, is that we'll have a periodic review of procedures on the reduction of solid waste generated by academic, administrative, blah, blah, blah. And then it says we have to establish a goal for the reduction of solid waste. Now that changed, the wording of that changed. And so it says when it's economically and feasibly practical to do so, we would establish this goal. So my question is, when was our last review? When can we anticipate another review? What is our established goal for the reduction of the amount of solid waste? And all of that is leading towards just looking at waste management in general. So at some point in the future, I don't have a specific date or time or timeline for this, but can we just attend to that policy and see where we are?
Momentary pause.
Thank you.
Lisa Hessel.
Sounds good. Any other future agenda items? Okay. Then at this time, we are looking for a motion to convene in closed session to discuss the employment of employees under School Code 5 ILCS 120/2C1.
Carmichael, so moved.
Batson, second.
Roll call, please.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Drumkey.
Aye.
Hessel.
Aye.
Cotwall.
Aye.
Kulkarni.
Aye.
Batson.
Aye.
Motion passes. We will convene and then return for action following the closed session. Thank you, everyone.
Text on the screen says, the board is in closed session. Fade into board members seated at table.
May we have a motion and second to return to open session?
Drumkey, so moved.
Carmichael, second.
Thank you. Voice vote. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries. We are back in open session. The District 128
Momentary pause.
The District 128 Board of Education and Dr. Herman have agreed to amend Dr. Herman's employment contract to conclude Dr. Herman's employment as a district administrator effective at the close of business on June 30th, 2025. Dr. Herman will be on paid administrative leave during the 2024-2025 school year. We gratefully acknowledge Dr. Herman's many contributions to District 128 and wish her well in her future endeavors. May we have a motion and a second to approve the amended employment agreement with Dr. Denise Herman ending on June 30th, 2025.
Batson, so moved.
Benjamin, second.
Thank you. Roll call vote, please.
Drumkey.
No.
Hessel.
Aye.
Cotwall.
No.
Kulkarni.
No.
Batson.
Aye.
Benjamin.
Aye.
Carmichael.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. The motion passes 4-3. May we have a motion and second to adjourn the board meeting?
Carmichael, move to adjourn.
Batson, second.
Thank you. Voice vote, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Fade to District 128 logo. Fade to black. End of meeting.